My dear listener, I want you to pause for a moment and picture something so ordinary, so routine that you probably never stop to think about it. Imagine yourself preparing for a shower. Maybe it's late in the evening, after a long day when your muscles ache and your mind feels heavy with the weight of thoughts. You step into the bathroom, close the door, and let the steam rise as the water warms. You may believe this ritual is harmless, even healthy, a moment of peace before you rest. But what if I told you that this very habit, something as common as showering at night in a certain way, could be quietly raising your risk of a stroke, a silent threat that unfolds in the most unexpected hours? As a brain doctor, I have seen firsthand the subtle but powerful ways everyday choices affect the delicate health of the brain. And today I feel it is not just important, but necessary to share with you one of the most surprising discoveries I've made in my career, because understanding this one habit could protect you or someone you love from a potentially life-changing event. The truth is that stroke, often thought of as a sudden and unpredictable tragedy, rarely happens without warning. The body whispers its signals long before it shouts, but too often we miss them, especially when the trigger comes from something as simple as hot water in a shower. When I first encountered the connection between shower habits and brain health, I was deeply surprised, even skeptical. But as I examined the evidence and treated patients whose lives were affected by what seemed like harmless routines, the truth became undeniable. You see, the human brain relies on a steady, balanced flow of blood, a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients, delivered through a network of fragile vessels. When those vessels are forced to expand and contract too quickly, or when blood pressure swings suddenly, the brain is placed under stress. For young, healthy individuals, the body can often adapt to these shifts. But for seniors, for people already living with high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, or circulation problems, these sudden changes can become dangerous. Let me explain exactly how this happens. Imagine yourself stepping into a shower where the water is very hot. At first, it feels soothing, the heat wrapping around your muscles and easing tension. Inside your body, however, your blood vessels are rapidly expanding, dilating in response to the warmth. Your heart works a little harder, pumping blood through these widened channels. For a moment, your blood pressure may drop. Now, fast forward to the moment when you step out of the shower. The air outside is cooler. Your body reacts immediately, constricting those same vessels, pulling them tighter to conserve heat. This sudden contraction creates a quick rise in blood pressure. The brain, sensitive to every fluctuation, must adapt in an instant. This sudden contraction creates a quick rise in blood pressure. The brain, sensitive to every fluctuation, must adapt in an instant. In some people, this dance between dilation and constriction passes without issue. But in others, especially those with underlying conditions, it can lead to dizziness, fainting, or in the worst case, a stroke. I recall one patient, a kind man in his 70s who came into my care after collapsing in his bathroom. He had finished a late-night shower, stepped out, and felt suddenly dizzy. His wife thought he had simply stood up too quickly, something harmless. But when he struggled to speak and his arm went weak, the truth became clear. He was having a mini-stroke, what we call a transient ischemic attack. Fortunately, he survived, and with treatment and changes in his habits, he recovered well. But his story remains etched in my memory as a reminder that the smallest details of daily life can sometimes hold the greatest risks. Now, you might be wondering, does this mean showers themselves are dangerous? Not at all. In fact, bathing and hygiene are essential for health and well-being. What matters is how and when we shower, and whether we respect the body's limits. The greatest risk comes from very hot showers taken late at night, right before bed. Why at night? Because that is when the body naturally prepares to rest. Blood pressure tends to dip during sleep, and the brain expects stability. When we shock the system with extreme heat, followed by rapid cooling, the delicate balance is disrupted at precisely the time when the body seeks calm. There are also hidden factors that make this risk even more serious for seniors. Dehydration, which is common in older adults, can thicken the blood and make circulation sluggish. Add to that the widening and narrowing of vessels caused by hot and cold contrast, and the stage is set for clotting or blockages. For those with stiffened arteries, weakened hearts, or fragile blood vessels, the danger multiplies. As a brain doctor, I do not want to alarm you, but I do want to awaken your awareness. Awareness is the first step toward prevention, and the good news is that prevention is within reach. So, what can you do to protect yourself? The first and simplest step is to avoid very hot showers, especially at night. Instead, aim for lukewarm or warm water, the kind that soothes without overwhelming the body. If you enjoy hot showers, consider taking them earlier in the evening, at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. This gives your body time to stabilize before you rest. Another important practice is to cool down gradually. Don't rush from the shower into a cold room. Use a towel or robe, keep the bathroom warm if possible, and allow your body to adjust gently. Staying hydrated is equally important. Drink a glass of water before and after your shower to support healthy circulation. And of course, if you have any concerns about your heart or blood pressure, speak with your doctor about safe bathing habits. I want you to think of these steps not as restrictions, but as small acts of self-care, gentle adjustments that safeguard your most precious organ, your brain. The brain is not just another part of the body. It is the keeper of your memories, your thoughts, your very sense of self. Protecting it means protecting the essence of who you are. That is why every choice matters. Let us go deeper into understanding stroke itself, because knowledge is power. A stroke occurs when blood flow to the brain is interrupted, either by a clot that blocks an artery or by a vessel that bursts. In both cases, brain cells are deprived of oxygen, and within minutes damage begins. Some strokes are large and catastrophic, while others are smaller, leaving subtle but lasting changes. Symptoms may include weakness, difficulty speaking, vision changes, or sudden confusion. But behind each symptom lies the same truth. The brain cannot survive without steady blood flow. That is why anything that destabilizes circulation, even something as ordinary as a shower, can become a hidden risk factor. You may ask, why focus on seniors in particular? The answer lies in how the body changes with age. As we grow older, our arteries become less flexible. Our blood pressure tends to fluctuate more, and our ability to regulate body temperature declines. These natural changes make the elderly more vulnerable to sudden shifts. What feels like a pleasant warmth to a younger person may place significant strain on an older body. That is why this message is so important for those over 60 and especially for those with existing health conditions. But I do not want this conversation to fill you with fear. Instead, let it fill you with empowerment. When you understand the risks, you gain the power to reduce them. By making small adjustments to your shower routine, you can continue to enjoy comfort and relaxation without compromising safety. Prevention is not about giving up what you love. It is about finding balance, about aligning your habits with the wisdom of your body. I often tell my patients that health is not found in grand gestures, but in the quiet consistency of daily choices. The food you eat, the way you move, the time you rest, the habits you form, these shape your future more than any sudden event. A safe shower may seem like a small thing, but it is one piece of the larger puzzle of brain health. Add it to regular checkups, a balanced diet, staying active, and keeping stress under control, and you have a powerful defense against stroke and many other conditions. And remember, you are not alone in this journey. Millions of people face the same questions, the same concerns. By sharing what you learn, you can help others too. If you know someone who takes very hot showers at night, especially if they are older or have health issues, gently share this knowledge. You might just save a life without even knowing it. As I bring this reflection to a close, I want to leave you with one thought. The brain is both strong and fragile. It has carried you through every chapter of your life, storing your stories, guiding your steps, shaping your joys. It deserves care, protection, and respect. And that care can be as simple as turning down the temperature of your shower, shifting the time you bathe, or sipping water before you step inside. Never underestimate the power of small actions to create great outcomes. My dear listener, take this knowledge with you. Let it guide your choices, and let it remind you that health is built, not in the extraordinary, but in the ordinary moments of life. Protect your brain, cherish your well-being, and continue to live each day with awareness and gratitude. Thank you for allowing me to share this truth with you. Stay safe, stay strong, and always remember, prevention is the most powerful medicine.